Hey, shalawam, yashala, peace be unto the nation of Israel, whom are modern day so-called negroes, Latinos, Native American Indians, and Israelite foreigners scattered across the four corners of the earth, including within America, Babylon the Great, anywhere the Most High Yahawah's chosen people of the nation Israel. So without further ado, as always, just want to give all praises, glory, infinite honor to my power, YAHAWAH BAHASHAM YAHAWASHI, which is all praises to the Heavenly Father, YAHAWAH, in the name of his only begotten and anointed Son, Yahawashi, and the Holy Spirit, who was our strength and our Redeemer and our light and our salvation. All right. And with that, Mashana Kabuadim Lahasaquanium, Shal Gadwabraka, which is double honors to the apostles and elders of Great Millstone and true shepherds of Israel, pushing in sound doctrine and faith, truth, and sincerity. And Shalom, honors and salutations to Bayasha Dabada, all right, the elect, all right, of the house of David, all right, including the 144,000 governing body and the rest of the 1/3 elect men, women, and children of the house of David. All right. And it's your fellow servant Malak Rayab's back at it again with an update on this Kyle Rittenhouse trial I'm watching live. And I was actually watching the previous live on RT, and this prosecutor, man, is going in on his devil. You know what I'm saying? And, further exposing him for being a liar. Further revealing Rittenhouse to be a perpetual liar on different accounts. Including lying about supposedly being an emergency medical service representative, lying about the curfew established down in Wisconsin during the time of that shooting a few years ago, and several other things, man. When you watch that RT, the RT coverage on it, he was exposed on several things, including what you see on the screen currently, you see. But nonetheless, what Sleazy E is doing with this case is he's using this case, as a further extension of his Hegelian dialectic theory to get a reaction out of Jake, because Jake are not getting roused up enough, after all of these shootings, including the George Floyd situation. So this devil is using these immoral decrees, all right, and these wicked, hypocritical policies in place in regards to these state laws, all right, and whatnot, the constitutional laws, all right, that were only instituted and established to protect their image in the first place, which is Edomite supremacy. Okay. And they're afraid of proclaiming that, man, without actually proclaiming that blatantly. And that's where the prophets come in, because what these devils are using with this case is to further, cause a so-called race war. All right. Which is all prophesied in the scriptures, man. Okay. Because it came out. I'm going to get this account here. That the Wisconsin governor, all right, called for 500 National Guard members to be on standby a couple of days ago. Now, why would you need to do that if there wasn't already an outcome that was actually predetermined? See, so we're not ignorant of these devil devices, and this is, and we're coming down to the wire, man, in regard to these last few prophecies coming to pass, including this last war's war, Hammer God one, and the Charagma. Okay, and within these last few prophecies, man, it's going to include a civil warfare, okay, which is being orchestrated, by the wicked elite. So I'm going to start off with this first precept in the book of Psalm chapter 94. All right, Salak. All right, this book of Psalm chapter 94. All right, let me get verse 20. Start at verse 20. And it reads, shall the throne of iniquity have fellowship with thee, which frameth mischief by a law? Okay, the throne of iniquity being the rulers of the darkness of this world have absolutely no intentions, of being, of fellowshipping or having any kind of fellowship with the nation of Israel, because the demographic of people that they're targeting with these immoral decrees and wicked policies of witchcraft, pursuing at Daniel 8:25, are directed towards Jake, okay, to destroy us. To ultimately remove the remembrance of Israel from the earth, like it's prophesied in Psalm chapter 83, verse 4. You see, because obviously there's no liberty and justice for all, man. All right, Jake got to learn the hard way, like it says in 2 Peter 2:19. For they that promise them liberty are they themselves the servants of corruption. You see, so for Patrick Henry to say, "Give me liberty, give me death," has nothing to do with the so-called Black, Hispanic, and Native American Indian. Okay. Just ask Jeff Sessions and under the Trump administration, what happened with the zero tolerance policy, right? Just ask them Arizona politicians down in Arizona. They instituted them immigration laws which includes being permitted to pull over Hispanic to request their proof of identification or confirmed identification. All right, to determine whether or not they're a migrant or an immigrant. You see that? But this will never happen to Edomite. You see that? You know where you know what I'm saying, where you know, this devil Rittenhouse can, you know, he the fact that this is even a trial is a joke. Okay, because if this was a Jake, we already know what the outcome would be. But this is the hypocrisy being further exposed within the legacy of America, Babylon the Great. And that's that glory that's going to burn these last days, pursuing 2 Ezra 15 and 50. Okay, this concentrated heat that YAHAWAH and the angels are going to unleash upon this place. Okay, upon the tabernacle of bribery and hypocrisy, pursuing Job 15 and 34. Because this Masonic judge, man, this devil, okay, with the glasses, of this case, when you watch the trial, he keeps throwing up he keeps pledging allegiance to the wicked elite by throwing up the Masonic hand gesture of the six, you know, forming the six with his hand. He keeps doing that. So they don't have any fellowship with Jake, and this is their proclamation to the world in a subliminal way. But it's not so subliminal when you have these prophecies of these scriptures further revealing the nature of this devil. So back in from the top, shall the throne of iniquity have fellowship with thee, which frameth mischief by a law? Okay. No case in point. It's not a coincidence that at least within 20 out of the 50 states in America, Babylon the Great, they have open carry laws without proof of a permit, man. Okay. Starting with the age group 18 to 20. And how old is Rittenhouse? 18. Okay, he was 17 at the time of that shooting. So this is not a coincidence, man. These laws and the moral decrees are set up to protect the image of the Edomite Confederacy, man. Okay, and I was a student spirit. I was watching this documentary last night with Malcolm X called Blood Brothers, with Malcolm X and Cassius Clay, all right, Muhammad Ali. And Malcolm was notorious for pointing that out about Esau, Edom. Okay, how this corporation known as America, okay, was formed to protect the image of so-called white supremacy. And this Rittenhouse case is a further confirmation of that. Okay, but people on the outside looking in are not going to be able to see these things, man. Okay, until it's too late. When this war, when we're on the cusp of this war, man, when it truly manifests, there's gonna be a lot of death out here, and it's all been engineered by these devils, man. All right, Psalm 94 and 21. They gathered themselves together against the soul of the righteous, and condemn the innocent blood. Who's the innocent blood? Jacob. Okay, I'm going to get that next precept because this is what they're going to do with their agenda. Okay, going door to door. Okay, look at what they're doing down there in Austria. Okay, planning to lock people out and lock people up that have not received the magic potion. It's what they're doing. It's all a part of their agenda. Okay, this is 2 Esdras, chapter 16. I'm starting at verse 70. All right. And it reads, for there shall be in every place and in the next cities a great insurrection upon those that fear the Lord YAHAWAH BAHASHAM YAHAWASHI, so that they are of that innocent blood, the sanctified nation of Israel. Okay. Scattered across the four corners, mainly by way of predominantly slavery. Okay. Through the transatlantic slave trade, prophesied in Deuteronomy 28:68, for example. There's only one demographic of people that fits these curses, and that's these so-called Black, Hispanic, and Native American Indians, man. This is who they're targeting with their agenda. So they're trying to get a reaction out of Jake to poke the lion, okay, so they can further justify swooping in on us, man. Okay, you know, which is why the National Guard was called in the first place. You don't call the National Guard, man, if you have a predetermined outcome. Okay, you're gonna have these blue helmet UN troops rounding Jake up in these last days when martial law is established, okay, and enforced. All right. You know what I'm saying? You know, the law enforcement is going to be replaced by cops, by rather military personnel, including National Guard. So this is an omen. You know, what that Wisconsin governor did down there was just an omen of what's to come. Okay. And that's martial law. Okay. That's civil and domestic warfare. Okay. You know, pillaging, destruction, larceny. Okay. Burglaries. Okay. Cannibalism, all that, man. It's all prophesied. Okay, because we are living these last days. It says in 2 Ezra 16 and 19, speaking about what I just mentioned. All right, so back in verse 71. They shall be like madmen, sparing none, but still spoiling and destroying those that fear the Lord YAHAWAH BAHASHAM YAHAWASHI. Okay, The Edomites don't fear the Lord, Yahawah BAHASHAM YAHAWASHI, and his righteous counsel of his law, statutes, commandments, but they rather fear their laws, the laws of the land, the laws of men, spoken about in First Maccabees 1 in the first chapter, and St. Matthew 15 and 9. The state laws, the constitutional laws, these Bill of Rights. Okay, this is what they trust in, their counsel, their satanic counsel, all right, within this covenant of death. Okay, and because of that covenant with death, okay, death is in the earth, because the earth was given to the hands of the wicked. Okay, because within a Freemasonic court system, man, ain't nothing but demonic up in there, man. Okay, a lack of order. That's why their rulership is of darkness on how they judge their perpetrators. Okay, because this devil Rittenhouse is clearly a perpetrator, man, by way of who he assaulted. Now, granted, there were 3 Edomites, I believe it was, but nonetheless, he's a murderer, man. But they're pandering him, they're patronizing him. They're really just pandering him, like I said. Okay, they got their kids' gloves on him because they're telling the world who they're catering to, and it's not Jake. Okay, so it's verse 72: for they shall waste and take away their goods and cast them out of their houses. And this is what's to come. Then shall they be known who are my chosen, and they shall be tried as a gold in the fire. Okay, so I'm going to get Genesis. Okay, let me get Genesis chapter 49. And I believe it might be in verse 8. All right, let me see. Genesis chapter 49, verse 9. Judah is a lion's whelp. All right, so-called the so-called blacks. Okay, from the prey, my son, thou art gone up. He stooped down. He couched as a lion, and as an old lion, who shall rouse him up? Because Jake is stiff-necked, man. Jake is like an old, stubborn lion. It takes a lot for Jake to get roused up in a society. Okay, because Jake is made oppression their refuge, trusting in oppression, being complacent within a false security given to them by their oppressors, man. That's why in 1 Thessalonians it says, when they shall seek peace and safety, sudden destruction shall fall upon them. And that's exactly what's going to happen when these devils press that reset button. Okay, collapsing these global economies, ending the world reserve currency through the fractional debt-based Federal Reserve note, suspending these governments, is going to rendering lawless societies out here, man. Which was a plan in the first place, ultimately to bring destruction upon Jacob, the innocent blood. So what's going to take for you, Jake, to rouse up when they shut your supermarkets down? Because that's like what they're doing with the supply chain crisis situation, man. It's all a part of their agenda. Okay, so this Rittenhouse situation is a further omen of what they're going to do. Okay, to rise you up, you so-called blacks primarily. Okay, so I'm going to end this off of Micah chapter 5. All right, beginning in the 7th verse. Micah 5 and 7. And the remnant of Jacob shall be in the midst of many people, as a dew from the Lord Yahawah, as the showers upon the grass, that tarrieth not for the man, nor waiteth for the sons of men. And the remnant of Jacob shall be among the Gentiles in the midst of many people, as a lion among the beasts of the forest, as a young lion among the flocks of sheep, who if he go through, both treadeth down and teareth in pieces, and none could deliver. So in these last days, when these brute beasts, the 2/3 of our people out here, they're going to be like wild lions, man, preying upon civilization, man. Okay, pursuing 2 Ezra, the 15th chapter. Okay, spoiling many out of a lack of resources. Okay, as a further effect of this reset, these devils are looking to, establish. Okay, you see, and ultimately, our people are going to be like wild lions out here when the elect, okay, risen up by YAHAWASHI, okay, with spiritual power, okay, by YAHAWAH BAHASHAM YAHAWASHI, raising up the 1/3 of Israel with spiritual power, mainly the 144,000, the battle axe of the Lord, pursuing Ezekiel 25 and 14 and other precepts, man, okay, through the Spirit. So, but on this side, all right, you're gonna have in the midst of the civil war, you're gonna have Jake out here like lions, man, okay, and these devils know the prophecies, man, okay, but the Lord, like it says in Proverbs, man's going is of the Lord. All right. And this is ultimately going to be the downfall of this wicked satanic empire. Okay. So I'm going to end it off on there. You know, saying you can keep watching this. You know, you can watch it for yourself. But this prosecutor you see here on the screen is going in, man. You know what I'm saying? But it'll most likely be to no avail because they most likely going to let this guy walk. But either way, this is all spiritual what's happening, man. Okay? Another omen of what's to come in these last days, and that's just complete darkness. Okay? Lawlessness out in the streets. So I'm going to end it off there. Pray this lesson was further edifying and exhorting. And abad with ball, DTA, Kwame Shalawam to elect, and on to the next one.